Folks, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about why the summertime is the best time to buy, even though a lot of the products are staying stagnant, a lot of them are dropping as well, and there's not a lot of buyers right now. But they're very passionate sellers, which is what I wanted to get into. Um, Markets move in cycles, and what I've noticed is the summertime for Pokemon investing is the cycle where everything starts going down, right? More people are going on vacation, more people are spending time with their kids, buying other things for their kids. But wanted to talk about, what the difference between collectors and investors in the hobby, right? There's a lot of collectors out there which they buy what they love, they buy whatever whatever they're feeling like they want or they desire, right? What they're looking at, they're not looking at prices. You know we we as investors, we care about the value, we care about the timing and the opportunities that we can get in that time frame, right? And I think the summertime is a huge key factor for us investors as a whole. We are in prime time, right? There, a lot of the products are a lot cheaper right now, especially the better products, which we're going to get into our Excel spreadsheets later on, and we're going to go into the numbers, which I think the numbers are they're getting exactly where we want them, right? They're dropping, between 10 and 15% across the boards, pretty much. And that's great, right? Do you think Warren Buffett would rather buy a stock when it just doubled, or would you rather buy like Coca-Cola, for example? Let's go into Coca-Cola, right? Would you rather buy Coca-Cola when it just doubled, or if it dropped 15%, right? And that's what I want to get into for product here on the channel, because there are some good sets out there that are going down in value, just like losing the 10 to 15%. But you have to believe in patience, right? Holding a booster box in your closet for 5 years isn't that exciting, but that's where a lot of gains are made, a lot of profits are made as an investor, and that's what we're looking to do. So today, let's get into those numbers. So here, I wanted to show the sets that I truly believe are good sets and have high probability of doubling and or making the most amount of your money if you did just sit it in the closet. I know it's a very boring strategy and not many people enjoy doing it, as this is a collectible hobby, and it is more of things that you desire and you want, but there is an investment side to it, which this channel is based off of. So I do believe Prismatic Evolutions is a phenomenal set to get into, very high total value. PCETBs have dropped. They were at like 550 and now they're at 490. You can definitely get deals on those. Prismatic ETB, regular ETBs, I am still seeing at like 150 on Facebook Marketplace. Definitely a great deal. The bundles moved down from 90 bucks. Destin Rivals as well. We were at over $600 on the booster boxes. Now we're down to 550. I think that is a huge buy margin, and that's the uh, only main set that I am really buying right now. I am doing some like trades and stuff for Pitch Black, but Destin Rivals right now, definitely the one that I've been keeping my eye on and looking for Facebook Marketplace deals pretty much on how that will turn out, right? Um, Black Bolt and White Flare, definitely great sets. White Flare is finally reaching over the 4,000 mark. We've come a long way for Black Bolt and White Flare. Very excited to see where everything turns out for Black Bolt White Flare. Definitely a buying opportunity. I do see in this summer market that there's a lot more, since there's been a huge amount of business owners that have been created and probably haven't seen the summer swings, and so they're kind of freaking out, right? So there's sellers that are vendors and they're selling and they're trying to sell, but there's not as many people, which means they're more inclined to give out deals, right? They're able to do more because they literally need to sell, right? In order to keep the business burning and turning, they need to burn and turn, right? And so the people during the summertime are more willing to do deals, as there's just a smaller community, and as you can see, like a lot of the prices are dropping, right? And that means there's not a huge wave of these massive buyers where the businesses aren't able to sell, right? And if they're not able to sell, they're going to keep lowering their price until they can sell, right? Because that's just how it works. And so you got to take advantage of that, right? There's, say, more people spending money on other things, such as vacations and doing other things, right? And this is the time to buy because we're buying it at the 10 to 15% cheaper, right? And all the ones in yellow are the ones that I am buying, right? These are the top sets that I would be buying as much as you can because these are the biggest gains that are coming here soon. Prismatic Evolutions, I would say coming in January is going to hit its 2 year mark. This one's going to start moving a lot more. It won't be summertime anymore. People getting into school, they're going to be bunkering in on their money. They're going to want to put it somewhere. And I think the prices of Pokemon will be moving up here in that January mark, especially for Prismatic and beyond. Twilight Masquerade a little bit closer. I think we're already there, honestly. But anyway, Black Bull White Flare, definitely a great set to get into. And then the last one that I believe in buying right now is, of course, Ascended Heroes. You can't complain with its total value. It's got, you know, multiple cards over $1,000. Like, it's going to be a great set. I just think it's going to take a little bit longer for this one to gain since it was basically a year after Prismatic Evolutions. So Prismatic Evolutions is definitely the biggest buy right now because it's going to reach the gains faster, right? Because it's going to be out of print faster than the other ones, right? Something else that is interesting is I see Black Bolt. It's selling for more than Prismatic on TCG Player, but Facebook Marketplace is a little different. You can probably get these for like 140. But yeah, Ascended Heroes, it's dropping, 460. PCTP 170 was like 185 at one point. Sticking to the $14, which I was surprised to see. The Black Bolt was at $15 per pack. You have to keep in mind that most of the sets they're all basically kind of declining right now, and so being in the worst sets right now, your liquidity as a seller is a lot harder, right? Because like Perfect Order, this is why I highlighted Perfect Order, because it's just like it's just been dropping, right? It's just 200 total value, and it's like the lowest that we have, and which is surprising that also Chaos Rising, the booster box is cheaper than Perfect Order. I do think this is because of the summertime. We do have, I guess we do have double or just some not as good sets, and in the summertime, so these just aren't doing the greatest, and I mean it adds up to BY, but we just can't do anything about it, right? So not buying any of the newer sets, even really Pitch Black, I'm kind of doing a trade for cases, just to have a couple of really the booster boxes. If Pitch Black, if if the Darkrai eventually goes up, which I think it could, I do think the Chaos Rising or the Greninja from Chaos Rising and the Darkrai from Pitch Black can do really well. I do think there are some opportunities for those to grow later on. But I think it'll be after summertime, right? And that's what I plan to sell. I've got a couple cases of Chaos Rising. I don't have any Perfect Order anymore. I literally sold all of it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want anything to do with it. But I am holding on to Chaos Rising because it does have like a $300 card, Greninja in there. And, if that goes to 400 in, 3 months, I do think the prices of the product will go up. And I do have the case of ETBs. I don't have a case of booster boxes. I sold some of those, and well, all of those, and I have a couple boxes just loose. Really I have decided that I was gonna keep like the perfectly sealed boxes of any set. So I do have one. I did get rid of like a lot of them, like Surging Sparks. I got rid of my nice booster boxes and Journey Together. I did get rid of those, but now I'm deciding that if I do get a perfectly crisp sealed box, which you can tell, right? It doesn't have any like loose wrapping. It's like perfectly sealed. The top is very flat on its own. Those are the boxes I'm just keeping. I'm gonna hold for long term because those are the ones that you're gonna want to see later on, right? In 10 years, you're gonna want to see the perfectly clean box rather than holding, a little bit of a loose wrap. But that's just what I'm doing. But this is the numbers for Pitch Black right now. The total value is probably going to drop. It's summertime, like I said. we're gonna see where that ends up, but not too crazy for pitch black. Honestly, it's really just there's the Morpeko and the Darkrai, of course, the gold Darkrai, and it's not too much else, right? But that's where we're at. So just keep in mind that these prices are there, and there's people are more inclined to give deals right now because of the summertime. They know that there's not as many customers coming through. They're willing to make more deals. So being able to offer and being able to communicate to others that you are, what kind of deals can you work on? What can I do? What can we do if I maybe got 2 items, right? And just really you can negotiate more with business owners because they're wanting to sell more of their product, right? So just keep that in mind while y'all are out there. Facebook Marketplace is your friend, and you guys please leave a comment if you guys have anything else that you'd like to hear from me, and tell me what y'all are buying. I would like to hear what kind of plays, what kind of moves y'all are doing, and please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you.